What's up, you guys? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro, and I need to talk about the graph here tonight because there's been a lot of action happening, and we see some things, some pivots going on right directly on my magical fib circle set that I have delineated on my TradingView chart. And so we saw in the last 24 hours some action happening right at the 1.618 fib circle boundary, where price appeared to find this line as a resistance. And then after a very brief consolidation, we had this miniature parabolic move that occurred right away. And so now the question is, what is next for the graph? And the answer is, I don't know. But this move that it has made since the low has been pretty significant, and it does follow on somewhat of a parabolic pathway. Now, as far as how high this could go, my initial thought was that there is a slight chance that we could make it all the way up here to the 2.618 fib circle ring before there's a rejection, and it might coincide with the Bitcoin movement. Right now, we still don't know if Bitcoin is going to sideband or if it's going to take a great big grizzly bear dump. And if we get a grizzly bear dump, I think that we are going to experience a pretty hard rejection right at this fib and come on down to possibly within my green strike zone that you see that I have delineated on the chart. So that's what I'm actually hoping for. I mean, I'm sitting on a nice, modest little bag. I have 600 of GRT, and I've been buying it. I started out just getting 10 at a time, then 20, then 50, then 100, then a couple hundred, because I think that the graph has a significant role in the future development of the blockchain for what it does. I mean, it could become the Google of the blockchain. Just the idea of that lets me know that it's worth rolling the dice. Now, I'm not saying that you should run out and get this thing, especially right now when we don't know which way this is going to go. And this is not financial advice. Do your own research and your due diligence and study the project. Read the white paper, and then you make your decision from there. Now, let's just take a peek at the indicators. The one thing that I can say that doesn't look so hot, that would have me thinking that we're not really ready for the rest of the parabolic move, is the stochastic crossover that just occurred right there. You see that where the fast line, the %K blue line, is just dunked underneath the %D. And this could mean that we're in for a cycle down. Who knows? We'll just have to see. And if BTC, if Big Brother BTC does take that grizzly bear dump to the downside, this would coincide directly with a BTC dump, with this stochastic cycle going down. So we'll just have to see. Now down here on the, here we go, the on balance volume is looking really, really good. And what this is basically saying is that there's some heavy duty accumulation going on. Now, as I've always said, this is just an approximation. On balance volume is an approximation of the activity going on by the institutional investors, the whales, whatever you want to call it. And so as this line is going up, it's trying to say that people are grabbing bags along the way and they're holding it and not selling it off. Okay, and so that coincides with this price movement and this miniature parabolic movement going up right here. So whenever we get the correction that comes out of this, I'll be looking to see what happens with the OBV. And usually when you come out of a correction and the OBV just kind of takes a slight dip but just does this and starts to sideband, that tells me that this is a healthy project and that we're going to get a pump later on in the future. So right now, again, the top price target that I can see maybe is this 60 cents level if we make it up to this fib. And I don't know if we're going to make it to that. I just don't know. So what are your thoughts on the graph? What do you feel about the validity of this project and the importance that it has to the blockchain? And do you think we're going to pump up to 60 cents? Is that going to be just a little breather that it's going to take while it continues a parabolic movement? Or do you think we're going to get a nasty correction? If it corrects and gets down to that strike zone box here for me, I'm going to resume accumulating. But I'd love to know what your thoughts are. This is Carlton, and I'm out.